Bill Visser's son Tom, who is a professor at the University of Vermont. If you Google Red Hill Outing Club, you'll see a little write-up by Tom on Red Hill Outing Club. And if you also want to have real entertainment, Google Tom Visser, Memories of Center Harbor. Did you ever look that up?
No.
Look that up. Tom Visser, Memories of Center Harbor, and you'll read about Randy and Jimmy Huston going to the beach with Tom Visser. A more recent history is there is a groomer up to Red Hill now, and that is owned by Mark Richter and Donnie Lamine. They went out and found a thiokol and bought it, and those two guys can also fix anything, and they're the ones that make sure Red Hill is groomed now, and that's their machine. It's not Red Hill's machine. I wanted to give you an idea what it was like in the 50s. So my parents would go to Ronnie Ulm's parents' place, and Ronnie Ulm was there, which is Maxwell's real estate. And he had his sports shop there, and that's where we bought skis, and they were A&T skis. Randy's were blue, and mine were black that first year that I remember. And then the following year, I had Randy's blue skis, because I broke the pair of black skis. And then that next year, I broke the pair of blue skis. And then, yes, you're getting ahead of me, I had a black and blue pair the following year. Somehow it worked. And in the rules of Red Hill, during the metal years, there was all kinds of rules. And one was you've got to have a parent there to take care of your kids. Well, my cousin Jack was up to Red Hill without a parent, and he's sitting over the corner there, and Ray Davis came over and said, "Jack, why are you just sitting here?" He said, "Well, I think I broke my legs." And I'm waiting for my mother to show up. No phones or anything, so he's got to wait till 4 o'clock. And I got one more little thing because it's all about me. This is from probably 1970. It says, well, I should say that in 1994, I was the president of Red Hill Outing Club. My father was the president in 1963, probably. And in 1970, and I don't have a date on here, it said that it was decided, therefore, to ask the membership to add another office to the board of directors, that of youth coordinator, and if the membership approves of said office, the executive committee nominates Jim Huston. So I was a youth coordinator right around 1970 or 71, somewhere in there. Thank you.
All right, my turn. I only brought one tray, so. And it only holds 80 slides, and I don't think it's full, so this won't take long. There are pictures of Red Hill Outing Club in here from the 50s and 60s. What we'll end up doing is starting the few photos of my brother and I at home. We lived on the side of Red Hill, so that's close enough. Oh, yeah.
Overhead projector.
Okay, thank you. Is Jane in here?
Yep.
Hi, thank you, Jane. That's the side of Red Hill on Route 25 in Moultonborough, my brothers and I, and my cousin in the background. We had just started to ski, and he was teaching us how to ski.
Who's your cousin?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Randy.
Cousin John Walker. He's pretty famous. It's a different John Walker. See him? All right. This is
Those are my black skis.
Yeah, right here. I think I'm sorry, but I got it. Okay, this is 1956 or 7, and that's in front of my parents' fireplace. And talking about skiing, I think I was 7 and my brother was about 5. The skis we have now are probably shorter than those. That's how much skiing's changed. My third brother came along, Bob. He was born in 1960. Got him on skis about 1961, I imagine. Let's focus not there if anybody wants to volunteer. Thank you. All right, that's my parents' yard. I like this. That's the truck. This was 1957. Just to show you a couple of things. We got a lot of snow back then. Thanks. My dad knew what to buy for a truck. That's a Ford. And that's ended up at the top of Red Hill. When it ran, didn't work for them anymore. They took it up and used it as for the rope tow motor. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not
There you
right.
go.
Let's see what happens. Jane and I talked about this. This was his ski mobile, and I was put in by a fellow by the name of Harley Gibson. It was his idea. He was a timber magnate, and my brother and I were disappointed that day. The conditions were good. That's us right there. But they were better there. And New Hampshire's, the history of skiing really started here. And New Hampshire's really it's where it all began. We had the first J-Bar in Hanover. We had the first gondola at 1957. And at the Waca, we had the first aerial tramway in 1938. And we have kids at Red Hill. And we'll go through here. Some of these people might be familiar to you. These pictures are probably from the mid-80s here. And that is the lodge that was beautifully built, a beautiful design. Red Hill does not have the best angle for a ski area. We need lots of coverage. However, there isn't a more beautiful day spent at a ski area than Red Hill. It's got lots of sun. I've skied all over the place, Europe, Austria. Bretton Woods is a good example. It's a beautiful ski area. It faces north and you don't get a nice sunny spot. The fellow with the red jacket there is Roy Fullerton, and he along with John Viano built that. My brother didn't maybe remember, but one of the little cabins in the back was at my grandmother's house on Green's Corner back in the 50s, and they loaded it on a truck and brought it up to Red Hill and used it as a lodge. So there's Bob Hammond on the right, whose dad was gracious enough to give us the land back in the 50s and start the club. And his mother, Betty Hammond, was very influential. She was on a lot of boards, I believe the school board, and they were very much involved in the town. And John there and Ricky Buckler in the background running the tow. At this point in time, we had the electric motor.